Hi, this is Pastor Kelly with Unfolding Grace. Today, as you can see, I'm not at the church. I'm actually in the stairwell of my basement because I want to talk to you today about basements. And when I bought this house about a year and a half ago, it was built around the turn of the century, so it's very old. And as you can see, we have a rock foundation here. But the previous owners, or people that had lived here, left a lot of stuff behind. Like my realtor came in and hauled out several pickup loads of stuff to the dump. And actually the seller's realtor actually came and hauled out a whole trailer full of stuff from between the basement here and the backyard that was just trash, junk that was left there. After I moved in, I hauled out 4 pickup loads of junk, which also included over 60 gallons of dirt off the floor. My trusty shop vac here was sucking up a lot of dirt. It's dirt that had filtered through these rocks since the early 1900s. And I'm sure they've been cleaned up from time to time. But stuff starts to fall and starts to corrode and starts to cave in. And then, unfortunately, this house had such an awful odor because we added to the dirt and the musty basement smell previous cats that had lived here, and they had decided that the basement was a really good litter box. And one time when I first started shop vacuuming up dirt, I opened up the shop vac to haul that load up the stairwell here, and my dirt moved in the shape of a salamander. So I had other little friends living down here. And as I was cleaning out, and this took actually a couple weeks of cleaning, and lots of sweat equity went into this, up and down these stairs, hauling out heavy loads of dirt, trying to clean out the junk that had been left by previous owners and the dirt that had settled through the years. I got to thinking about, it's kind of like sometimes like our heart. In Proverbs chapter 4 and verse 23, it says, "Guard your heart above all else, for it determines the course of your life." You know, sometimes other people leave junk in our hearts, and we end up with all this baggage and just garbage left behind. And even when we come to the Lord and He gives us a new heart, there's still issues and things we need to deal out with. And just like when I cleaned my basement, I went through several jugs of Odoban to get rid of the stink and the smell. There's a cleaning agent in the spirit for our heart, and that's called forgiveness. Sometimes it's just forgiving those people that have so hurt us and have left baggage and junk in our hearts, and just saying, I forgive them, and to let it go and let it be washed under the blood of Jesus. And there's also that it took work. You know, my basement didn't clean itself. Our hearts don't get cleaned out. It takes effort. In my Unfolding Grace article that I put in the paper, I wrote this, and I'm just going to read you this statement. It says, "Just like a basement holds the foundation of our house, and if it crumbles, so goes our house, our hearts are like the foundation of our life. Out of the heart flows the course of our life," Proverbs tells us, and it tells us to guard our heart and to protect it. We, way too often, let it become a place where junk piles up, and store those things that we don't want anyone else to see. Oh, don't we know our basements are where we store stuff we don't want anyone else to see? And the things that we just can't seem to let go of. But maybe it's time to clean out the basement. Maybe it's time to clean out those things that have been left behind. Those things that just have to go. And let Jesus, like it says in Psalms 51 verse 10, "God created me a clean heart and renew a steadfast spirit within me." That's what, when we ask Jesus into our life, that's what He does. And then as we go along in our Christian walk, in our Christian life, and there becomes all this stuff that affects our heart, because that's where the issues of our life flow out of our heart. We know that His cleansing blood and His forgiveness for us washes us clean. And also as we choose to forgive those who have left baggage and junk in our hearts. So I want to encourage you this week to clean out your basement of your heart. Let Jesus come into those spots with that good cleaning agent, works better than Odoban, called the blood of Jesus, to wash you clean. This has been Pastor Kelly with Unfolding Grace. God bless.